I will share my screen. Thank you for coming in so quietly. All right. So today we are going to be describing the relationship between these different quadrilaterals. We're going to draw quadrilaterals that match a description so we can solve real world math problems involving these shapes. You'll be able to review the key attributes of quadrilaterals. We talked about them yesterday. We looked at parallelograms, rectangles, squares, rhombuses, and trapezoids. And then we will draw some that match that description and then this is what we're going to use some of our materials for. We'll use a category diagram to classify the quadrilaterals as well. So we got a lot of fun things to do today with our quadrilaterals. So we're gonna just get our brain back in gear. I think everybody got a 3 or 4, almost everybody on the quadrilateral exit ticket. What is a quadrilateral? And you guys said a quadrilateral is, oops, I know what I've got to do. So I'm going to stop it because I had mine muted. Let me give you volume. Now we got it. You all said that it's a 4-sided shape. Good job. Parallel lines. Trapezoids only have one set at a time. A rectangle has 4 right angles. A rhombus has 4 sides that are equal. Squares have 4 equal sides, 4 right angles. Quadrilaterals have 4 sides and 4 angles. Parallelograms, rhombuses, trapezoids, squares and rectangles. If you add the angles inside each of these, there will be 360 degrees. Parallelograms have 2 sets of parallel lines. Trapezoids only have 1 set at a time. A rectangle has 4 right angles. A rhombus has 4 sides that are equal. Squares have 4 equal sides, 4 right angles. Quadrilaterals have 4 sides and 4 angles. Parallelograms, rhombuses, trapezoids, squares and rectangles. If you add the angles inside each of these, there will be 360 degrees. All right. Nicely done. Let's move on to, I have one other video for you to watch to get you thinking about quadrilaterals, because that's what we're going to be working with today.
A 4-sided polygon is called a quadrilateral. The word quadrilateral is a combination of quad, which means 4, and lateral, which means side. Quadrilaterals are given specific names depending on whether there are parallel sides, equal angles, or equal sides. If all 4 sides are the same length, we call the shape a rhombus. When all 4 angles are the same, we call the shape a rectangle. In this case, all angles measure 90 degrees. All 4 angles are right angles. If all 4 sides are equal and all 4 angles are equal, the shape is called a square. In addition to classifying quadrilaterals by their sides and angles, there are also specific names depending on whether or not opposite sides are parallel. If one pair of sides are parallel, the shape is called a trapezoid. When both pairs of sides are parallel, the shape is called a parallelogram. Try and identify the following quadrilaterals.
Okay,
The
ready?
rule of thumb is to use the most specific name when describing a shape.
What is it? Good job, rectangle. Okay, say the next one. Top and bottom parallel. Nope. Trapezoid, because only one set is parallel. All sides are equal, so it's a rhombus. All sides are the same length and 4 right angles, so it's a square. Nope, parallelogram. A rhombus would have to have all equal sides. Quadrilateral, because a trapezoid has one set of parallel lines. All right. That was.
A four-sided polygon is called.
All right, so trapezoid is one we didn't get a lot of time to talk about yesterday. It's a quadrilateral because it has how many sides, Serne? Quad means 4, so it has 4 sides. The reason it is not a parallelogram is because it only has one set of parallel lines. Look. The top here, whoops, and there we go. Let's see if it'll work. The top and the bottom line are parallel, but they are not, both sets are not parallel. Why is it not going? All right. Work. So here's, oh boy, okay. Yeah, you know what, after yesterday, I'm not surprised that it doesn't want to work. But I have another way, I'll try and we'll see. Let's exit and try it this way. All right, we're gonna try it this way and see if it wants to work. So when I look at the top, oh, it's not even working at all. It is. Look, it's doing weird things. Oh, the light's not even on. Oh, wow. Okay. It might have died. Look, the light's not even on. Is it plugged? It's plugged in. So if it has one side that's parallel, one set, then it will work. If there's not 2, it is not a parallelogram. So this is what some trapezoids look like. Notice that all 3 of these trapezoids have 4 sides. So Ben, because they have 4 sides, yay! What did you do? Ah, well, we'll take it. That works for me. Oh, yay. So there's the 2 that are parallel, right? But look at this set. This set and this set would eventually cross, right? So only one set's parallel. Same with this line and this line would eventually cross. But these 2 are parallel. So it's kind of acting up still a little bit. But at least it's working. We'll take it. Yep. All right. So we're going to look closer at the trapezoid on page 306. So go ahead and open up your math workbook to page 306. August, you ready? See if you can find it. So when we look at these 3 pink trapezoids, what do you notice that we just talked about? What do you notice about parallel lines? 306. You'll need your pencil. And just to be safe, I'm going to switch over to my dock camera. So when I look at these trapezoids, I know something about the opposite sides. So opposite means it's on the other side, right? So the opposite side of this line is this line. What do you notice about that, Finn? What do you notice about this line and this line? What do you mean they're not equal? The lengths are not equal. Okay, what else do you notice? The whole thing is a trapezoid, but what do you notice about those two lines? What do we call those? Lennox? They're parallel. But then what do you notice about this line and this line? Whoops. They're not parallel. They're going to intersect. If I extend them, they'll eventually intersect. Look at the next trapezoid. What do you notice about the one on the left side and the line on the right side? Max Duisberg, what do you notice about those two line segments? They're what? They're parallel. But what do you notice about this line segment and this line segment? Evie, are they parallel? No, they eventually, what's that word? Intersect. They intersect or cross like an X. All right, let's look at the third one. Lucas, what do you notice about this line or side and this segment here? These they're opposite, right? What kind of lines are they? So the lengths are different, but what about that P word we're talking about? Are they parallel? They are parallel. So guys, I'm wondering if I showed you parallel lines. So when I think of parallel lines, I think of railroad tracks. Let's look. So here are some parallel lines. You see how they run the same direction with the same distance between them continuously? Like a railroad track has two that are parallel. We talked about the parallel lines in the ceiling. Notebook paper. We think of the notebook paper that we have with lines on it. What about the lines right here that you're writing on? Those are parallel. Remember the stripes on the side of Josh's pants, the Adidas stripes, they're parallel. So these are parallel, but these two sides are what? Not parallel. They're going to intersect. So what can we say about a trapezoid? Think about it. Write what you know about the opposite sides of a trapezoid. What do we notice? What did we notice on all three? How about Lyric? What did you notice? They all three have one set of what? So Max, you need to get this written. We're on page 306. One set of what, Lyric? What are we talking about? Yeah, so all trapezoids, there's exactly one pair, meaning two of them. That's not both. One pair of opposite sides that are parallel. So we're going to say there is one pair of opposite sides that are parallel. Yes. Yes, as long as it, well, how different? Perfect. So Josh asked if he could write something different, and I wanted to make sure it wasn't so different that it didn't work. But it was perfect. He said, I wrote that one pair is parallel and one pair is not. So that's fine too if you want to do it in your own words. All right, so let's see. We're going to look at W, X, Y, and Z. These are quadrilaterals. No, some of them are, some of them aren't. Says circle the quadrilaterals. Yeah, they're all quadrilaterals that are trapezoids. So they're all four-sided figures or quadrilaterals, but not all of them are trapezoids. So I want you to circle which ones are trapezoids, just the ones that are trapezoids. I'll give you a hint. There's only two. Only two are trapezoids. Two are not. then when you finish that, explain why the ones you did not circle are not trapezoid. These are trapezoid. They have exactly one pair of parallel lines. Okay, so you got one of them, but not the other. Right?
Figured it out.
Be careful, they do not have two pairs of parallel lines. Only one. Hi, sorry about I did not spot for dismissal. Okay. Thank you. All right, this was tricky. Tricky. Let's do this. Stand up if you thought W is a trapezoid. Stand up if you think W is a trapezoid. Anybody at home? Let's see if my friends at home are standing. Doesn't look like it. You should not have circled W. Who can raise their hand and tell me why? Elena, why would we not circle W as a trapezoid? Say it one more time. They cross, excellent. So she said they are not parallel because they cross both of them, not just one set, because one set should intersect. One should be parallel. So you should not have chosen W. What about X? Stand up if you circled X. See how we did. All right, do I see people standing? Katie, it looks like you're standing. Isabella, are you standing or sitting? That's hard to tell. Henry, not Isabella, I said that for Henry. Henry, Leo, are you standing? Yep. Okay, you should be standing. Why should we be standing, Sawyer? Well, some of them do. Look, this set does. But what do we know about a trapezoid? How many pairs should be parallel? Only one. This is parallel, but these two are going to intersect. All right, stand up if you circled Y as a trapezoid. Anybody standing for Y? I see Katie, maybe a few of you. All right, the reason I'm going to tell you, you should not be standing for Y. Here's why. Ha ha ha. This side, these lines are parallel. But guess what? So are these opposite sides are parallel. It has two pairs of parallel lines. That's called a parallelogram. We do not want a parallelogram. We want a trapezoid. Trapezoids only have one pair of parallel lines. So what other one should we have? Z. Z. Stand up if you got it right and give yourself a whoop, whoop. Awesome. We see some intersecting lines and one set of parallel lines. So why did we not circle W and Y? What did they not have? Serne, what did they not have? They did not have, what do they need to have to be a trapezoid? One what? Excellent. One set of parallel lines. Go ahead and write that now. They did not have one set of parallel lines. They did not. So trapezoids are tricky. They are quadrilaterals, but they are not parallelograms. All these fancy vocabulary words. Well, we need to have one set of parallel lines. Good job. All right. We do not have one set of parallel lines. Don't forget your period and your capital, just like you're doing EL. It's right there, P-A-R, A-L-L, E-L. All right, nice job following directions. Give me a thumbs up at home if you're ready to move on. You finished your writing. I see you, Leo. Looks like some of you need another minute. So that was the other quadrilateral from yesterday we didn't get to. So that was part of yesterday's lesson. And now we will look at all these quadrilaterals, looking at rectangles, parallelograms, squares, rhombuses, and now we have trapezoids. All right, Katie looks like she still needs another minute. Astria, you okay? Thumbs up from Astria, thank you. See how the rest of us, Reese is ready. Gavin, you ready? Ben, you doing okay?
I already finished.
Awesome, okay. All right. I think I might have to come back to this. So let's see. So yesterday we talked about a rectangle. What makes a rectangle special? What makes it special? What do we have to remember? Yes, Haley Booker. That's not something I taught. Something that I've taught you. Look up there that because not always. Yeah, what does it have to have? It has 4 right angles. If it does not have 4 right angles, Sawyer and Paxton, I need your attention. It's not a rectangle. So a parallelogram that looks like this is not a rectangle. It's a quadrilateral, but not a rectangle. Rectangle has to have 4 right angles. Parallelograms, we talked a little bit about those parallel lines again, is a quadrilateral with both pairs of opposite sides parallel. Notice you have a rectangle, we have a square, a rhombus, and a parallelogram. What quadrilateral is missing from this? Lucas, what quadrilateral is missing from this that we've been talking about recently, very recently? Well, it's on, which one do you mean? What one is not on the screen? That is a quadrilateral. Well, that's on this, are you talking? No, that's not on the screen. Lyric. A trapezoid. Why is the trapezoid not on that screen? Go ahead, Lyric. Why isn't it on there? What does a trapezoid not have? Look, a parallelogram is a quadrilateral, that means it has 4 sides, with both pairs of opposite sides parallel. Look, this side is parallel to this side. This side is parallel to this side. This side is parallel to the bottom, and the side is parallel to the other side. Same with this, 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 and this. Sorry, it won't work. I will. Why is it so entertaining? It's entertaining. I'm glad I'm entertaining you.
Everything is entertaining.
All right. So, what does a trapezoid not have, Lyric? It only has how many pairs of parallel? Only has 1. This has both. All the other quadrilaterals that we're studying, you guys, are parallelograms. The rectangle, the rectangle, the rhombus, the square, even though that's not exactly a square, it's supposed to be, and a parallelogram is obviously a parallelogram. And those are all quadrilaterals. So trapezoid is the one that we're gonna be seeing is a little different from the rest because of those only having one pair. All right, we are going to draw a polygon diagram. This is why you brought colored pencils or crayons. You will need those now. You will also need a piece of blank white paper if you don't have it. I'm going to pass that out to my friend. You're welcome. Nice. Raise your hand if you did not get a paper. Raise your hand if you did not get a piece of white paper. Okay. So you're gonna have to borrow some from my bin. Here's what we're going to do. Everybody's going to copy what I'm doing. And then we're gonna have this diagram to help us. All right, so I'm gonna need to bring my whole bin over here. Yeah, we'll share. All right, get a purple color first. See if you can get purple. Purple, yeah, that's fine. I'm not super picky, but I want you to use different colors. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. And this is a bit of a listening activity as well. So let's see how well we can listen. Are you ready? All right, so I'm gonna ask that you draw a huge oval, and I want you to watch first. The reason I want you to watch is because you might not know what huge means. Your huge might be different than mine. The large type of oval is gonna go on the outer part of your paper. And it doesn't have to be an actual oval. It's just kind of it's definitely not a polygon because it's curved. Okay, so let me unfocus. I can't zoom it out anymore. Let's see if I can. So you're making it, see, there's the top. It goes all the way down to the bottom there. Okay, so that is gonna represent our quadrilateral. So it needs to be really big. And at the top, I'm gonna ask you to write Quadrilaterals. And I want you to write it up at the top because you're gonna need the space. We're gonna write quadrilaterals. Purple, just like I did. So quadrilaterals are gonna be our big group. It's gonna be the big group. And if you're finished with that, would you somewhere write your name on this as well? Make sure, and don't write it real big because you're gonna need the room. You can. Not real big, make it small. That's fine, yep. All right, yeah, you want your name so that if we find it on the floor, we know it's yours. All right, so the reason we have quadrilaterals being the largest group is because quadrilaterals are the main, that's what we're talking about. That's the type of polygon we're talking about. It's the biggest group. All of the others are gonna fall inside of it. We know that all of these trapezoids, even though they're not trapezoids, they're not parallelograms, we know they're quadrilaterals. So are rectangles, so are rhombuses, so are squares, right? So all of those things are within the quadrilateral family, we could call it, or group. So now I want you to get a red. And if you don't have the exact color, don't worry. Yeah, there's not much left. Now the next one is gonna be another oval. And this oval is gonna be a little bit smaller, but still pretty big. You see how that looks? And this one's gonna be parallelograms. Parallelograms. Now, write kind of small. You don't want to write so big. You got a lot of things to put in here. That's fine. Okay. It will work. Yes, sir. The reason for the different colors is so you can see that they're different types of polygons. That just because something is a quadrilateral, it might not be a parallelogram. It might not be in that family. Oh, you know what? I made it too big. Oopsie. Didn't look at it close enough. That's okay. We're going to leave it. All right. Next. Give me a thumbs up if you're about ready. Okay. Next, we're going to use blue. And this one's, it doesn't matter. This one's going to be smaller. So watch carefully. This one's going to be about half of that size. And we're going to title this rectangles. Does anyone get this diagram yet? Can you see what's happening, what it's symbolizing? Any light bulbs going off? I see a couple hands. When we're done, we're going to talk about it. I just want to get it written first and then see if you get it. I didn't see the bottom so good. Duh. All right.
Just so you know, there's a variety of
It's going to be just fun. Get your orange next. How many of you have ever seen a Venn diagram? Have you ever seen a Venn diagram where the circles overlap? Couple people, Josh has, Sunny has, Lila. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. It's gonna look a little bit like a Venn diagram. And we are going to make another circle that overlaps the blue circle. And in that one, we're gonna write down at the bottom of it. This is gonna be rhombuses. Rhombuses. Letters. Uh-huh.
I'm doing them in different colors.
She's talking to me. I'm sorry. Okay. Nice.
I didn't
Good.
see
That makes me
your,
happy.
Your bin of colored pencils, so I did them different colors.
As long as they're different, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, no worries. Yeah. All right. I want you to think about, what do we notice so far? Why am I drawing this diagram the way I'm drawing it? Does anyone have ideas of what this means? I see, Sunny, you're not sure. Marin, what do you think? But why is the quadrilateral circle so big, and why are parallelograms within that? And why are rectangles within that and rhombuses within that? Why do you think? Sunny, what do you think? No, that's not it, because guess what? A rectangle has 4 sides, right? Parallelograms have 4 sides. Rhombuses have 4 sides. So Cooper, what are you thinking? All of these shapes or polygons have 4 sides. So guess what? They're within the quadrilateral oval. They're part of the quadrilateral family, yes? Yes, okay. So parallelogram's a quadrilateral, rectangle's a quadrilateral, and a rhombus is a quadrilateral. Now, could I say, what do we know? Then are rectangles and rhombuses parallelograms? They have to be, because they're inside that figure, right? That oval-y shape. So that's showing you that a rectangle is a parallelogram. A rhombus is a parallelogram because they're inside of it. Now, I've got some strange things happening here. I have it overlapping. Where it overlaps, I want you to write the word squares with blue, because a square is a what? A special kind of rectangle. And a square can also be a rhombus. So it's in both of those. It overlaps. A square is also a parallelogram. A square is also a quadrilateral, because it's inside all of these things. Now, is a rhombus always a rectangle? No, only the square rhombuses are rectangles. Because sometimes a rhombus can be shaped like this, where it doesn't have right angles, right? But a square has all sides the same length, which is the definition of a rhombus, but it also has 4 right angles, which is what we need for a rectangle. So maybe next to rectangle, we write 4 right angles. And here with squares and rhombuses, all same length. Parallelogram has to have 2 pairs of parallel lines. Quadrilaterals have to have 4 sides. Go ahead and write those notes to help you. And then I want you to think about, well, get that done. And then we're going to talk about the last quadrilateral, that's a trapezoid. And where in the world is that going to go on our diagram? Where's that weird trapezoid going to go? Once you write those little notes to help you, this is going to be a tool, a resource for us. Nice. Make sure you write all same like 4 right angles. Write what I write. That'll help you. I will let you use this on your quizzes. This is a resource. It helps you because these are big words. This is a lot. Don't forget your name on this too. If your name is not on there, we can put your name on there. Put your name on there. Is your name on there? Nice. Okay. How we doing? Your side. Two pairs that goes with that. All righty, let's see what we're thinking. What are we gonna do? Anybody at home? Where are we gonna put the trapezoid? Think, what is a trapezoid? Where will it fit? Is it a quadrilateral? Is it a parallelogram? Is it a rectangle? Is it a rhombus? Where in the world is it gonna go? What do we know that about a trapezoid? I'd love somebody at home to share. Any hands? All right, Lila, what do you think?
I think that it's gonna go like around where the square is.
She says it's gonna go here. Does anyone disagree? If it goes where the square is, that means that a trapezoid is a rectangle, that it is a rhombus, that it's a parallelogram, and a quadrilateral. Is that true? Really? Does it have 4 right angles, a trapezoid? No. Does it have all sides the same length? No. Does it have 2 pairs of parallel lines? No. It can only be one thing then. Cooper, what could it be? It's only a quadrilateral. Because guess what? Trapezoids do not have sides that are the same length. They do not have 4 right angles, and they do not have 2 pairs of parallel lines. They have 4 sides. So go down to the bottom of your diagram. In between your red and your purple, you're going to draw a circle, an oval, a green. You're going to draw a green circle or oval, and you're going to write trapezoid. So let me move it for you. There you go. Trapezoids is going to go between your red and purple because guess what? It doesn't fall into any other category. The only category it works in is the quadrilateral because it has 4 sides. And it has only 1 pair or 1 set of parallel lines. Sorry. I stopped the chat. So I could have done that. Sorry, I forget. Okay, but I mean, you can still do it. I just took it away from you. All right, give me a thumbs up when you have your diagram completed. All right, Josh Lewis has got it. Henrik, Cooper, looking good. Lyric. This is a new tool for you. I see you, Reese, Ben, and Gavin. I'm not sure how you doing, bud. All right, let's go ahead and use this tool now to help us. We are going to look at page 311. We're going to use our tool, and we are going to place a check mark beside every name that describes the figure. So let's turn to page 311. 311. I'm gonna give you a minute to find that in your workbook, and then I'm gonna do one with you. All right, page 311. Let's do the first one together. Let's see, is this figure a quadrilateral? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Your thumb should be up, right, Finn? Because a quadrilateral has 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it a parallelogram, Dave? A parallelogram has 2 sets of parallel lines. Is it a parallelogram? It's not. These are parallel and these 2 are parallel. Parallel, those are parallel and so are these. So is it a parallelogram? Yes. Is it a rhombus? Josh, you say no. How come? Well, that's not the only definition of a rhombus. What did we say a rhombus has to have? All side lengths are equal. Are they all equal, Madison? Are they the same length? Madison, are they? No. These are shorter. These are shorter than this length. So they're not the same size. So is it a rhombus? No. Is it a rectangle? Paxton, why not? What does a rectangle have?
4 right angles.
Go back to your sheet. It says it right there.
4 right angles.
Does that have 4 right angles? No. Is it a square?
Oh.
If that is a square, then it must have 4 right angles and have all sides the same length, right? And we already discovered that it doesn't have right angles and the side lengths are not the same.
So it's not a square.
So it is not a square, a rectangle, or a rhombus. It's a quadrilateral and a parallelogram. All right, let's do number 2 together. Is this a quadrilateral?
Yes.
Yes, because it has 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. Is it a parallelogram?
Yes.
August, no. Why not? Why is that not a parallelogram? What shape is that? Sure. Do trapezoids have 2 parallel lines? It is not a parallelogram. Because guess what? This line is going to intersect with this line. So it is not a parallelogram. Is it a rhombus? It would have to have all equal sides. Does it have all equal sides?
No.
Is it a rectangle? Is it a trapezoid? Yes, it is. All right, number 3, and then I'm going to let you finish the rest. Number 3, Serne, is it a quadrilateral? Quadrilaterals have 4 sides. Is it a 4-sided figure? Yep. Is it a parallelogram, Sawyer? These opposite sides are parallel.
Oh, yes.
Yes. And look at your diagram. Is a rectangle within the parallelogram circle or oval? Yes, so then you know we can use that to help us. Is it a rhombus?
Yes.
That's tricky, but I'm going to tell you the sides are not equal length. Therefore, it is not a rhombus. Is it a rectangle?
No.
Well, what's a rectangle? 4-sided figure with 90-degree angles. Does it have 4 right angles?
Yes.
Yes. So is it a rectangle?
Yes.
Is it a square?
Yes.
Has to have all sides the same length. We already said they are not the same length. Is it a square? The sides are not the same length, so it cannot be. A square has to have all 4 sides equal.
Wait, then what is it?
Oh, on yours it is. Oh gosh. Look how distorted it is. I'm sorry, in yours it is a square. Thank you. I can't tell from mine. So mine is distorted So it looks like a rectangle.
And it's around.
So now we're gonna have to change it, right? If it's a square, we know it's, look at your diagram, a square is inside the family of rhombuses. So guess what? Gosh, I need to use my, this marker's gotta go. Gotta go. I'm gonna go back to the
Well, I
document.
think also when you put it as your background.
Yeah.
However you did it, stretched it.
I must have stretched it. All right, go ahead and try.
Yeah, you stretched everything.
You can do, yeah, that had all of them, didn't it? I'm gonna let you guys work in a breakout room and you are going to see if you can do the last 6 together in a triad and see how you do.
Whatever works for you. I'll get out of it.
What you need, hun? Sure.
I live on Straw Island. Wait, what happened? What happened? Nothing.
What are you working on? Send you that.
You're muted.
I'm gonna leave since my class is
Okay, ready to run? Ready to roll. Let's see what, even if you didn't finish, that's okay. We're gonna see how we did. I'm gonna share my screen and we'll just grade our work. See how you did. And I'm gonna use my document camera so we can refer to our diagram because that's why we made it. Make sure you have this. I want to see how many of you use this to help you. It's a great tool, you guys. I really want us to take advantage of it. All right, hold on. Let's see. Let me stop sharing real quick. I got to turn that off. All right, if you can hear my voice, say quadrilateral. So, on page 311, we've already done 3 of them. I'm going to see if I can switch over to my doc camera. It's not letting me, but that's okay. Use this to help you think about which figures go in which family. So that way you'll know if it works or not. Number 4, let's have Henry. Can you tell me what you and Ben came up with? You guys worked really hard in your breakout room. For number 4, what did you check off?
We checked out quadrilateral, rectangle, and square.
Does anyone disagree with that? Okay, we've got some people who disagree. Which Cooper do you disagree with? He says it's not a square. If it's not a square, it can't be a rectangle, can it? Why is it not a rectangle or a square? Can you tell me why? It has to have something called,
This is Autumn.
is it, am I wrong again?
It is a rectangle.
Oh, it's because on mine it's
Yes.
distorted.
It is not a square, but it is a rectangle.
It is, now, I can't get my document to work now. That's what I tried to switch to, but it won't work. All right, so it is Cooper, a
It is a rectangle, but not.
rectangle, but not a square because a square has to have same length.
The only reason
You know what, I'm having a deja vu. I feel like this has happened before. All right, if it is not a square, can it be a rhombus? No, is it anything else? Lennox disagrees as well. Lennox, what else? Can you guys separate? Can you two separate? It's also a parallelogram. Give it to me. You go sit over there right now. Why is it also a parallelogram? Well, the opposite sides. I should do different colors. So these two sides are parallel and the two red are parallel, right? So it's a parallelogram. So you should have gotten quadrilateral, parallelogram, and rectangle. What about number 5? Let's do Astria's group. What did you guys?
I think it's a quadrilateral, parallelogram, and a rhombus.
All right, remember a rhombus has to have all equal sides. Are all sides the same length?
No.
So it's not a rhombus, but does anyone disagree with anything else? All right, good job. Other than that, a quadrilateral and parallelogram, you're right, number 6. Let's do Jensen's group. Jensen, what did your group come up with for number 6? And I gotta look at it again. See, it's distorted on my screen again. So number 6, what did you get, Jensen? You and your team.
I got quadrilateral.
What else?
And square.
And that's it?
Yeah.
Okay, take out the little guide that we made. Look, if you know that's a square and a quadrilateral, the square is also in the other families. What else is the square part of? Sorry, can you lift that up? Look, the square is a rectangle. A square is a rhombus. The square is everything except a trapezoid. Do you see it on your sheet? Use that to help you. So does anyone disagree? Everybody should disagree. What else is this shape? Yeah, Max. It's a rhombus, and a rhombus is a
Parallelogram.
and a square is a it should be all of them. All of them. All right, we're gonna have to go pretty quick. Number 7, is it a quadrilateral?
Yes.
Is it a parallelogram?
No.
Is it a rhombus?
No.
It has to have equal sides. No. Is it a rectangle?
No.
Is it a square?
No.
All right, number 8, is it quadrilateral?
Yes.
Is it a parallelogram?
No.
Rhombus?
No.
Rectangle?
No.
Square?
No.
Number 9, quadrilateral.
Yes.
Parallelogram?
Yes.
Ah, be careful.
No.
No, there's not one pair of parallel lines. Is it a rhombus?
No.
Rectangle?
No.
Square. Oh, I got lucky on that. Okay. Show me how you are feeling about comparing our quadrilaterals, seeing the relationship between them. You could do a fist to 5. 5 being I got this, fist being no, 2 or 3 getting there. 1, Henry, I see you. There's a lot of vocabulary. Don't worry, Henry, we're going to keep working on it. All right, good, Astrid. I'm glad you're enjoying it. And some of you, I see a range. Okay, 10 for Josh Lewis, off the charts. We didn't get to it. Okay, guys, you may collect. Here's what I would like. I want these because I think I might be passing these out for future use. So you don't lose these if you are remote. Put those in the, oh, I'll just take, well, whatever's easier. If it's easier, I can take them for you. Yeah. All right, Mrs. Harrison's class, we will see you. We didn't get to the scissor activity, so make sure you bring those back. And everybody at home, have a wonderful 4-day weekend. I'll miss you. Happy Valentine's Day. Lots of love coming your way, and happy President's Day. We'll see you on Tuesday. Adios, amigos.
I wasn't able to take my exit ticket.
Okay, stay right there. Hold on, stay here.